welcome back to our video lesson as we continue with longitudes and latitudes. We have been able to see, to demonstrate how latitudes are labeled. Now we look at how longitudes are labeled. We're going to consider maybe a piece of orange. an orange with the pieces cut from it. Looking at this one, let's consider this as our prime meridian labeled 0 degrees. Just like the equator divides the sphere to northern and southern hemisphere, and the latitudes in the northern hemisphere are labeled north, and those in the southern hemisphere are labeled south. So if this becomes our reference, which is 0 degrees, angles labeled in the eastern hemisphere will be labeled east. Those ones measured in the west hemisphere are labeled west. Now, imagine that you have removed this piece. This is the angle which we are considering. So in our case here, if this angle measured from this vertical circle or plane is 40 degrees, then the longitude there will be labeled 40 degrees east. If this angle here is measured 20 degrees from 0, then the longitude here is labeled 20 degrees west. I would want us to look at an orange like this. Let's have this as our prime meridian, 0 degrees. So we will measure angles from here. So we measure this angle here, if this is our 0, like this, and it comes to 80 degrees. It is clear. It comes to 80 degrees. So that is 80 degrees. So we will label this longitude as 80 degrees. This one. We'll be measuring it as 80 degrees. If I measure now, sorry, it's 80 degrees, but on which hemisphere? On the eastern hemisphere. So it will be 80 degrees east. If now we measure on the other side, let's say it's coming to approximately, let's call it, it's also 80, I think. It's also 80. So when we measure this side, it is coming to 80, so this longitude will be 80 degrees west. All right? Okay, now, so our prime meridian becomes our reference. There's something else to note. Change of hemisphere and angle over the poles. Now, if you look at this longitude 0 degrees, it continues to the other side. When it is on the other side of the sphere, it is no longer 0 degrees. It is its supplement. The supplement of 0 degrees is 180 degrees. If you consider this 50 degrees east, when it goes to the other side of the sphere, this one, it is no longer 50 degrees. Now it becomes the supplement of 50 degrees, which is 130. Now, if this was east, this will become west. So 50 degrees east on the other side becomes 130 degrees west. So that means if I have 25 degrees east, on the other side it will become 180 minus 25 degrees. If it was east, it becomes west. If I have 20 degrees west, so if it was 20 degrees west, on the other side it becomes 180 minus 20, which is 160 degrees. Now if it was west on this side becomes east. So it is important to know how longitudes change once they run over or they continue over the poles. And we will stop at that, and in our next part of the video we will look now at the geographic grid and coordinates.